Because as you're taking risk, and again, this is not the Bible, this is simply a dictionary. Maybe this is just a dictionary. As you're taking risk with the book of your life, basically say, yes, my life mission is to be, let's say, the best attorney possible as far as this is concerned. So this is my mission. So I'm taking risk now to simply be as creative as possible, to take my message all over the place. Because I'm not just going to be an attorney just waiting around in the office for people to come to me. I'm going to come on YouTube and share my wisdom, my expertise with all the people out there looking forward to interpret what is happening and possibly figure out exactly who is the best voice to represent me if such a thing were to happen to me in DC or in America. They will simply say, I know a gentleman by the name of Dave Free that we can actually represent me in the best way possible. How about I give him a phone call to see how we can hook up and make things happen? And that's basically how resourceful you are called to be in this, into basically being a missionary. That was step number one. But step number two is basically how it's going to go. If you're willing to take the risk to live like an artist, and I was saying yesterday on Twitter, an artist was unwilling to take risk is no longer an artist. An artist who's unwilling to take risk is no longer an artist. An artist who simply say, I can't take risk, is basically disqualifies himself or herself as an artist. Because the very essence of being an artist is basically going to a place where you're willing to take risk. Risk because you want to go beyond the boundaries that known to men, to take us to a place far beyond and help us discover a world that you alone can discover based on your ability to travel in your mind and to bring us to places that you have seen in your mind. So an artist who not willing to take risks is no longer an artist. That's very important. I shared that yesterday on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, by the way, please connect. Let's connect on Twitter. So that was key. So again, you have to live your life as an artist, and you have to be willing to take risk as an artist, and that's the point number one. But number two, I want to share with you is the following. If and when you decide to take risk, something amazing is going to happen to you. Because nature itself is looking for people, bold men and bold women who are willing to take risks, where others are basically afraid to move from one spot to the next. Nature itself is looking for people who can just step out and start doing things. Because as you start doing that, people think you're crazy. Somehow, nature itself is going to simply bless you and reward you by simply giving you something that so much more than what you're expecting. Oh my goodness, I'm going some of this one. Oh, please bear with me. In 1967, in America, a great gentleman passed away. His name was John Coltrane. John Coltrane, my love, are you there? Could you please bring me some albums of John Coltrane? He passed away in 1967. But as he passed away in 1967, he passed away having cemented his position as the leading figure in the world of music. And as the leading figure in music. Yes. So he passed away. So he was basically seen as the best as far as jazz was concerned in America. He passed in 1967. So up until 1967, every other jazz musician that was actually coming onto the stage was somehow referred to the John Coltrane's style of music. Especially if you decide to actually come and start singing, playing music as a quartet, because John Coltrane had a quartet, basically four people playing music together. So he was the leader, and basically beside him were three other musicians. It was a quartet. So if you, as a musician, decide to actually, just to tell you, yes, my dad used to love music so much. I went to Africa and I was able to find this album that my dad used to have, so of John Coltrane. I have many more of them. So this is from back in the days. So I'm not talking about because it's nice to talk. I'm talking because I've been exposed to this music, basically bombarded with this music when I was a child in Africa. Every single day, my dad would play this music with John Coltrane. I said, who is this crazy man playing music that's driving me nuts? So everyone that came after John Coltrane, or at the time of John Coltrane, was compared to John Coltrane. Amongst them, there was one particular gentleman, an American guy as well, by the name of Charles Lloyd. So first name is spelled as you hear, so Charles, and last name is spelled Lloyd, so basically L-L-O-Y-D. So Charles Lloyd started playing music, and at one point in the I'm also playing the same instrument as John Coltrane, but I'm also going to bring three other people to play music with me. So that's what he started doing. So people kept saying, oh my goodness, Charles Lloyd is trying to play music like John Coltrane. So Charles Lloyd is the baby is a mini John Coltrane, is a baby John Coltrane. So he's just trying to sound like John Coltrane. So we respect, but it's not that amazing. So they're trying to downplay his music. But Charles Lloyd remained undeterred by all this negative feedback, trying to make him look like he was just a wannabe, trying to sound like John Coltrane. So he was playing his music, but because he was going to take risk as a musician, at one point in 1966, he was invited to a jazz festival in California, the Monterey Jazz Festival, to play music. And during this jazz festival in Monterey in California, he started playing a song that you have to go listen for yourself. The song is simply called Forest Flower. Forest Flower. So with that song, he was supposed to be a maestro. So he was supposed to take his musicianship to the next level. He was supposed now to conduct the finest piece of music that the world has ever seen. And as you know, jazz is all about improvisation. It's about actually just going with the flow. You can't go playing jazz mixing per se. This is how we're gonna play from A to Z. Basically, these are the notes. See it? No. You can't do that. At one point, you have to improvise. You have to basically let your subconscious, your right brain, your right side of the brain simply take you wherever you want to take you. So if the brain simply says, "My goodness, now it's time to take your phone, put it on your head, and now sing, play the guitar," that's what you have to do. If the music simply say, "Now start screaming," you can't, because that's what the music, you have to let the music control basically the outflow of music. So that's what he's doing. So he's playing this song called Forest Flower. I grew up listening to that song with my dad at home. In that song, it was as if nature itself wanted to redeem him, to simply say, this guy may sound, may look, may try to do everything like John Coltrane, but this guy was willing to take so many risks as a musician that today we're going to simply crown him a king in his own status. We're going to simply bestow a crown upon it, and you're going to hear it in the clearest way possible. So what did they do? As he's playing the music, going back and forth between one instrument to the next, at one point, as they play music, they crescendo, and they reach a level where basically nature simply says, aha, so now you've reached a crescendo, and I'm simply going now to cause an airplane to go over your head to simply coincide with the crescendo you've had. So you've reached a high note in music, and I'm going to cause an airplane to go by just at a very precise moment. The timing was so impeccable that you come to say to yourself, my goodness, even musicians are teaching us one key thing. If you're willing to take risk, to live your life as a missionary, and to focus on your life mission, and to take risks, to simply be a risk taker, because your job is to spread the message you're carrying as a brand. You're gonna come to a place where even nature is simply going to bless you or to reward you by giving you something that was so completely unexpected, in a way of precisely playing music. And when you reach a particular note, the nature itself causes an airplane to go back to simply coincide with, basically, as it was going up, it was not supposed to go down, and the plane just went back. It was so amazing that it would take, basically, number one, a discerning ear to listen to music, and to listen to the music and come to a particular place. It says, my goodness, this is exactly what Dimitri was talking, because this guy simply play music, and nature simply says, yes, now you are no longer a wannabe, but now you're going to be a king. Same thing that happened in 1971 when Marvin Gaye decided, yes, I'm gonna go now from singing all the different music now to singing this song called What's Going On. When he did that, he simply crowned himself now as a king amongst a crowd of many other wannabes, because he was willing to take risks and simply found a way to express his music in the best way possible. And nature simply said, aha, because of that, I'm going to now give you the crown that you're so looking for. You are going to be known as King Marvin Gaye. Just like Charles Lloyd came to be known as King Charles Lloyd in 1966, because he was willing to take risk, where others was simply trying to stay in the shadow of this legend known as John Coltrane.